You're welcome to another beautiful morning right here to Talk Sport on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. You're welcome to Dominion Sport, the Thursday edition of the show. Right here on the go, we're going to be discussing about major stories making the round in the world of sports this wonderful morning. From the situation about the Cristiano law, also be giving you updates on the Mikhail Modric situation having 4-year doping ban. Also, we'll be looking straight into the UEFA Champions League, the UEFA Europa League, definitely giving you updates from the Conference League. Also, not leaving out the games to look forward to when it comes to the world of basketball, the world of tennis, and also local stories making around in the world of sports this wonderful morning. I am Abe Paul Toruwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have Sanu Denanimi joining me to talk sport on the go. Before the show, we were debating about the Arsenal situation on the case Atletico Madrid, and there was a funny quote from Thierry Henry. He said, the game on Tuesday took us to another planet. Then all of a sudden, Arsenal Atletico Madrid brought us back to planet Earth.
Just like we went to the moon
and now we are back to Earth.
So it was fun yesterday. Yeah. The match went not as much as people wanted, because I know a lot of people will be teaching towards that kind of experience they had on Tuesday. Yeah. But it's a different experience. You expect to see a different match and different coaches with different philosophies, different set of players as well. And it delivered, in my own opinion. Yes, we expected more goals or more flair from them in the Champions League semi-final, but it's all to play for in the second leg at the Emirates, and we're all looking forward to that. Good morning to you, and good morning to everyone.
Beautiful. Good morning once again. Before we move, into talking the stories world of sports this Thursday, let's talk about some, throwback edition in the world of sports. While coming to the show, I was just thinking about the year we hosted during the 17 World Cup.
That's 2009.
Yeah, 2009, and it's been circulating around X. When you talk about the social media space, and people were wondering what went down from us having, good pitch, good atmosphere to welcome sport, and all of a sudden, this is where we are at this point in time.
It's so sad that I think we're having nostalgia, and that has been the case in many scenarios. That should have been a platform for us to improve. We have infrastructures in place that hosted, I think about 5 cities hosted that tournament, and if we improved on that, maintained the ones we had, and opened ourselves up more to new facilities, I think we'll be in a better position right now. And it's so sad, on the African continent, I think only just 2 or 3 countries are fit to host competitions of that stage right now. So it's sad that the only thing we remember as excellent in the world of sports is in our yesteryears. We hope to look forward to better things looking forward.
Okay, beautiful. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about look at the Modric situation. 4-year ban, but you said it's going to appeal to CAS. For you, is that ban not too much? And they're still saying if it doesn't go the way for Mikhail Modric, it's still going to be 4 years.
I just think he needs to.
Is he over for him right now?
I think he just needs to go into another sport, start entirely over
maybe golf, maybe athletics or something. Or cycling. Because there was a particular time they said he has so much speed. So
yes, maybe he can represent his country, or go as an independent athlete at the Olympics. So for me, the situation is getting sad for me, because he was cautioned in 2024 and he was suspended since then. He has a long-term contract with Chelsea, which is still going on. I think he's suspended without pay right now, and there don't seem to be a light at the end of the tunnel for Mikhail Modric. Yesterday, it was under the 4-year ban and said he's going to appeal. I don't think the appeal is going to go his way. So that's why I said he should just forget about his footballing career and move on and look for something else to do.
Let's talk about the doping situation. For you, that should not be in the law. I mean, it should not be in the frame for players. You know the rules, and so I think you should live by the rules.
Yes, if you live by the rules, but there are several situations that lead to you getting tested for banned substance. Most times it's not intentional. It's just residue of a banned substance found in maybe a medication, or sometimes even ointment that you use to against pain.
You talk about a working country. They know what's going on in your body.
They know what's going on. It can be called randomly for a test. A tennis player is facing issues right now because the doping official went to her home after a tennis tournament, and she refused entry to and suddenly she's being tutored to be banned for 2 or 3 years because she didn't allow the European officials to do their job. So it's that strict there. They are always against banned substances. Yannick Sinner is just coming off from last year. He had a lengthy suspension due to
reminds me of a certain Pogba also.
So a lot of players have faced that, and most times, like I said, it's not intentional. It's just maybe lack of competence from those that are treating those players that leads to the problem for the athletes in the end. So it's sad for Mudryk and his family and his team, but I think they find the light at the end of the tunnel very soon.
All right, beautiful. We hope that Mudryk finds the light at the end of the tunnel pretty soon, because we're talking 4 years. That's way too late. Let's move away from that and let's talk about the FIFA new approved law called the Prestiani law. Any players that covers the amount while speaking to an opponent could receive an immediate red card, and they are saying the law will be applied in 2026 World Cup. This situation was around the Prestiani in the UEFA Champions League, and now it has now opened up more the deliberation of what it is. For me, a little bit, I think we can look at the situation properly. So how do we detect what the players are saying? I can understand that if you're covering your mouth, that means you have more to say. You have things that you don't want people to hear. I can understand that, but I think the red card situation now happening in the World Cup. Come on, that's Saturday.
But there is a clause in that is if you're having an altercation,
yeah.
or maybe you made a foul and referee gave you warning or something, that's when the red card comes to play. If it's just a normal friendly interaction, the red card doesn't come to play. So that's the extra clause that comes with it. But for me, you mentioned not able to decipher what the player is saying. So everybody has to conduct themselves, and this is not the first time actions in a season or during a tournament is going to bring up a new rule. The goal line technology was brought into play specifically because of Frank Lampard's goal at the 2010 World Cup. Crossed over the line, and did he cross over the line or he didn't cross over the line? That was what brought the goal line technology into life, and it has helped improve the quality of footballing matches. So if this rule by IFAB is stated to be something that would improve the prestige of the game, I'm welcome to it, but I don't want it to be misinterpreted by fans or by players and the referees alike to cause disruption in the game, because
affect points, title charges and all that.
So imagine in the World Cup final,
just because I raised up my clothes, you're just changing the game for us.
And emotions are high, and you do something in the spur of the moment, and that just demoralizes the team. So we don't want that to happen. So I think other leagues, top leagues in the world, are debating whether to include that league that rule in their competitions coming next season, or when they want to introduce it. I think they'll wait a bit to debate and check what happens during the World Cup, because most times new rules are brought at the World Cup just to ease it. That's FIFA organized competition. It brings everybody to the fore. Everybody sees what is going on and understands, okay, this is where we need to make improvement, this is where we need to change some things about it. So the Prestiani law, I think, is here to stay. Players should be wary of red cards when there is of dark clothes.
So I want to ask you now, all these laws, are they affecting the game of football? Are we still getting more of what we have enjoyed over the years? Because now it's different laws right now, so the players are now more cautious of how they play, how they entertain us with tactics, with antics and all, because these are the things we love to see sometimes. But right now the laws are not covering it. So as a player now, I'm playing and I'm thinking, rule number 1, rule number 2, what do I need to do? How do I come on, man?
The rules are there to guide the game, and everything. The most constant thing in life is change. So I think football is evolving, and we need to move up from things that sometimes in the past has marred the game. The Prestiani Vinicius situation is a very ugly one. It's not something we want.
It's racism.
It's racism. Yeah. So
if we're fighting racism, these are the movement.
Yes, but this is not the first or most important part of tackling racism. A lot of fans in the stadium make funny comments,
even online,
and those individuals are not being cautioned or given the right punishment for their offenses. So if this is, there will still be new rules going forward, but some of the new rules, they've helped the game. Some seem to have bring more confusion than just like VAR. In the last 2 nights now in the Champions League, there have been contentious VAR calls, and the referees and all have all had a way of interpreting and misinterpreting the rule as well. So the new rules are there, and they'll keep changing, they'll keep evolving, and we just need to fine-tune them to make the game better at the end of the day.
All right, beautiful. We hope that these new rules would come to stay, and also maybe properly let the fans enjoy the game more. Let's talk about the situation about the Rio Zaragoza goalkeeper Esteban Andrada has been handed a 13-match suspension after punching George Polido. The Argentine received the second yellow card for punching over an US player in injury time, at that time in the end of the relegation battle right there in Spain. He then sprinted forward to the captain and punched him in the face. For you, these are the situations. Honestly, when I watched the video, I'm like, what went wrong in your head? Come on, man.
That's the emotions running at the end of the game, and you will understand from him. I think in the end he thought, if I'm going to get the red card, let me get it properly. I forgot about the suspension that will come with it at the end of the day. So it was sad. This is an ugly incident you don't want to see in the world of sport, and in a big game as big as that, that is not what you want to see. So kudos to the Spanish FA for handling him the suspension. I think that's supposed to come with a fine as well, because that would that would not encourage other players to do the same going forward. It's just sad. Why would you go and punch your opponent? No matter what goes through your mind, you shouldn't resort to violence. So sad one for the team who's going to lose a player in this
relegation battle
and crucial time of the season for them. So kudos to the Spanish FA, and we need to see more sanctions like that. All
right, beautiful. We hope that such situations does not happen, going forward. Let's talk about the UEFA Champions League quickly. Yesterday night was a game where everybody were expecting, we know the end at the end of the day. And it was more of penalty situations. You don't have my penalty call. You get yours. The next one, the VAR is not giving that. Let's talk about the game before we talk about those decisions. Arsenal against Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, in Spain. The game ended 1-1. Julian Alvarez getting a goal, and also Victor Gyökeres getting a goal, both from the penalty spot. For you, was this a game you were expecting, or you expected more from both teams?
Everybody expected more, but for me, it lived up to.
Everybody expected more.
Everybody.
I'm sure the fans watching it right now will say, Sanuruddin, I didn't expect more from this game.
If you watch the game on Tuesday, you would expect something similar from Wednesday.
Not me though.
No, that's not you. But a lot of people, okay, this is Champions League. Let this live to expectation. For me, the performance from both teams yesterday, it wasn't as glamorous or as high pace and high intensity as the one on Tuesday, but seriously, it still served. It's what you want to see. Everybody were in their positions. The defensive lines worked very well. The attackers worked as well. And yesterday, I think the defense won. On Tuesday, the attack won because it was attacking from both ends, and both sets of players in the attacking four for PSG and Bayern put the ball in the back of the net. But yesterday, it was a lot of missed chances and a lot of good defending from both sides. So it's Atletico and Arsenal. Simeone, we've known him to be a defensive man for a very long time. Even though this season I feel it's changed a bit, he's let his players roam a little bit more. He's conceded more goals than is conceded in this season with Atletico Madrid. And for Arteta and his boys, we've seen the way they've played with the handbrake on all season long. Even when they are top of the league or when they are leading games, you still see them tend to be conservative in games. So for me, the 2 goals for both sides, I was expecting a 0-0 fixture. So that's why I said people expected more from what happened on Tuesday. So it was just a game of football. Everybody got a penalty in the end of the day, and it's all to play for next week at the Emirates.
Let's talk about the VAR situation quickly. For the second penalty call, for you, was that a penalty?
That's not a penalty for me.
Okay.
The VAR got it right, and I don't seem to understand why Arteta is fuming all over it. Yes, there was contact, but when the VAR checked, was it enough to constitute a penalty? And I don't think so, and we're looking forward to several debates and all over the decision. Arteta in his post-match, he was fuming. About 3 or 4 questions were thrown at him based off that incident, and he was just trying to avoid it, and all. It was just written visibly on his face. He wanted the penalty. He accepted the Ben White's penalty. That was an handball. And why is he not taking the penalty? You understand, his team is on the losing side of that decision. So definitely he's not going to accept that. one leg in the final, probably because they are playing the Emirates, and you expect them to be favorites in that game. And they are atop the Premier League table right now, 3 points ahead of their closest rival, Manchester City, who have a game in hand. But still, he needs his player as sharp as possible. He needs their mentality to be sharp. He needs them to be sharp physically, mentally, and in the right frame of mind to prosecute games. Because if his players have doubts or have some other things going on in their minds apart from the football, I think they will have issues in the end of the season.
All right, let's talk about Griezmann quickly. He won the Man of the Match award.
What a way to
just bow out. And you talk about 495 games, 212 goals, and 98 assists for Antoine Griezmann.
Sad thing is no trophy still.
No trophy still. Come on.
So, but he won the Man of the Match performance yesterday. That was a very good one. He played very well and fantastic. Well, he led the attack for Atletico Madrid, and we'll see him next week at the Emirates.
All right, beautiful. Let's talk about situation surrounding the PSG player Achraf Hakimi. Is said to be injured. He's not going to play the next game, against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. For you, not one that PSG fans will be hoping for right now, but what do you think Luis Enrique would need to do to adjust this system right now?
They have a cover for him. They're perfect in PSG at the moment. Yes, he's the top choice defender, and that day he had his hands full with Olise turning him right, left, and center. And the injury even came from one of the challenges he made on Olise. So immediately I saw him go down and clutch his tie. I said, "This guy is out of the game." And that was what the game on Tuesday took on the players. So Mendes also went out with a cramp at some point, and PSG, they have a backup plan for him. I think Bernat came up for him that day. Immediately, Achraf Hakimi got off the game, and they have other players in their ranks that can do the game for them. Marquinhos can do a shift on the left. They have Pacho. Mendes should be back by then, and maybe Luis Enrique would change his formation to accommodate that absence from Achraf Hakimi. I think he's going to miss about 3 or 4 weeks due to the injury, and
we just hope it doesn't affect his World Cup.
Immediately I saw him clutch his tie. From the point I said, he's missing this game. I hope it's not going to affect him.
Because right now we can pick a first 11 of a top players who are not going to be at the World Cup.
I'm still waiting on that because I want the season to end and compile.
Your first 11.
And I know there will also be reserves for players, and it's just going to be sad. Nabri, Estevao, those are players. Rodrigo was even visited by Marcelo and Roberto Carlos yesterday, so they paid a courtesy visit to him in his home in Brazil to check on him, and that's class from legend. So for Achraf Hakimi, open him quick recovery because it's very important to the Moroccan side that is going to go to the World Cup, and he's one of the leaders in the team. And for PSG, I hope they find a replacement for him because I don't want to miss that fluid, and watching PSG play, the way they play is just fantastic. Everybody plays in a different position on the pitch, and it's just exciting. Sometimes you see Dembele come as deep as deep line the midfielder. You see Mendes playing on the right wing. You see this Rodri playing as the striker. And in that game against Bayern, I think about 3 or 4 times Achraf Hakimi got into the third half of top of, and I even got an assist for Kvaratskhelia. So that was how exciting. That's how exciting PSG are. I don't want them to lose that. I hope whoever debutates for him next week
would be able to give us top performance.
Top performance as well.
All right, beautiful. We're still talking sports right here on the go on Dominion. Television, your channel of choice. You're still very much connected to Dominion Sports. But before we continue, I just want to urge you to please make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and definitely make sure you subscribe. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on X, and also you can visit us right there on our website. Also, quickly, you have the chance to drop your predictions, and we have been faithful to our cause, by delivering every predictions correct. We're going to look forward to the Conference League and also the Europa right here. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about from the camp of Liverpool before we talk about the fixtures to look forward to when it comes to the Conference League and the Europa tonight. Mohamed Salah is now fit to play the rest of the game for Liverpool. Exciting time to see a legend finally complete his feat when it comes to
season, because you want to see his farewell end well. You want to see him on the pitch of play, and I think the Anfield faithfuls would want to applaud him with a game or two on the last game he plays at the end of the season. So congratulations to Liverpool and Salah for getting their legend back, and congratulations to Salah. He's not going to miss a whole lot of games, and this is very important for them as well because he's one of the key players in the team. forget the downtime he's had this season. He's not been as consistent in front of goal as he used to be, but now he's going to get the chance to erase all that and write his name in the folklore.
All right, beautiful. You talk about folklore, you take me back to literature back then. It's kind of like, okay, folklore, where are we right now? Okay, good, great. Let's talk about the Europa League quickly, and let's look at the fixtures to look forward to. Braga against Freiburg, Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa. Let's talk about the first game, of the Europa League, Braga against Freiburg.
It's going to be an interesting style, and I'm looking forward to the fireworks both coaches have cooked. And this is the business, and just 3 games to the final, and you're looking at the cup. The cup is looking at you, and you want to win it. So I'm expecting attacking flair from both sides, and I hope to see good football at the end of the day.
All right, let's talk about the English team. I'm sure this is where you're focusing right now. Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa.
I wouldn't miss that for anything today. Nottingham Forest got a bump into the Europa League because of Crystal Palace and their owners having 2 teams in the competition, and see where they are now. They are in the semi-final of the Europa League. The tickets they would have gotten if they had completed their season well last season, but they finished in the Conference League spot, got the bump back into it, and still have the chance to win a trophy at the end of the end. They've done it before. They have won the UEFA Champions League once before in their career, in their history. And for Aston Villa, the likes of Watkins, who missed out on the latest English squad, they have something to fight for. But Unai Emery is not pushover in the Europa League. He's a veteran.
He's a master of this game.
That's his competition.
This is competition.
So it's going to be an exciting one, and you expect loads of firework. The likes of
Morgan Gibbs-White. Yeah, Chris Wood is back.
That is what
Jesus.
And this is the right time of the season for them. Taiwo Awoniyi and the likes. Those are players that would have things to prove in front of their fans. So I'm looking forward to it. We know Unai Emery, this is his playground. Likes of Morgan Rogers, Watkins. These are players that have something to prove. Emiliano Martinez. These are players that they've done it on the big stage, and they want to add to their feathers. And it's just exciting. And on the English affair, that's what we want to see. And it's going to be an exciting one.
All right. Before we move away from that, let's talk about Morgan Gibbs-White. For Nottingham Forest in the last 4 games, he's been top form. Do you think this can help Nottingham Forest in their course for the first leg on their home front right there against Aston Villa?
He was getting chances.
Yeah, and also it's sweet in saying he was going to move to Tottenham Hotspur.
The move ended in January.
I'm glad that didn't happen for me, honestly.
Because if you have injected him into that Spurs side, maybe they'll be in a different position, and I don't want to see Spurs in the Premier League next season.
Or maybe injury, because you talk about a long injury list for Tottenham Hotspur.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Come on. You're talking from a bad position right now. Go ahead.
So, Morgan Gibbs-White, very important player for Nottingham Forest. It's, like you mentioned, it's had a goal involvement in the last 4 games, and that's a player of high quality. And I think he's still going to get a move away from the club at the end of the season. But this season now, they have to enjoy him as much as possible, and I hope he brings his A game to the fore tonight, and expect.
All right, quickly. Let me ask you your predictions for that game.
Putting me on the spot. I haven't thought about that, but maybe a high scoring first. That's what I want to see.
Okay,
not as might not be as much as the PSG Bayern game, but it's 2 Premier League sides. They expect them to eat themselves with set pieces. The game is going to be fast-paced, and maybe a 2-2 or 3-2 win at the end of the day for any of the teams.
All right, beautiful. Also, you can drop your predictions UEFA Europa League. Let's talk about the Conference League quickly. Rayo Vallecano against Strasbourg, and also Shakhtar Donetsk against Crystal Palace. Now, as I saw Strasbourg, I'm like, okay, I think they just want to help Chelsea, the sister or maybe the brother side of Chelsea right now. But Rayo is going to face Strasbourg. We still have another English team right there when it comes to European football. Quickly.
That's why the coefficient is helping English teams this season. They have confirmed 5 spots in the Champions League season already, and these performances from them, they have 2 teams in the Europa League, 1 in the Conference League, and it seems like for every time an English team plays in the Conference League, one gets to the final. So it's looking like Crystal Palace will be there again in the final, and it's just exciting, and I'm expecting good football from both sides or all the 4 sides in the semi-final tonight. And let's see who gets to the final.
Because we still got basketball update and the world of tennis to dish out right here. Cristiano Ronaldo's team picked up the victory, 2-0 against Al Ahly right there in the Saudi Arabian League. And yes, and that has given them, a massive push, to see how far they can go.
9 points.
And as Cristiano Ronaldo, you look at Tatimo,
978th goal.
Come on,
and
he
celebrated it just like he scored his first goal, and that's what you want to see from him. He's written his name in the history books, and he's continuously done that over time. He's back in the squad, back in among the goals, and it was a set piece goal, and Kingsley Coman got the second goal. And it looks like this season, finally, they'll get their hands on it.
Just two more wins.
And they get their hands on the trophy. And it's looking inevitable this season. So congratulations to them in advance. And let's see what happens at the end of the season.
Cristiano Ronaldo, do you still feel he can break this 970? 30 more to go.
Do I still think? I know if it doesn't, I'm very sure if he doesn't get to the 1,000 goal mark, he's not going to hang up his boots.
I saw some funny post, saying, if it's just one more goes to reach the 1,000, even if it's a shoelace that will get the goal in the back of the net, it will find a way around it.
And this made me remember the goal he scored, he claimed the goal.
Okay, I think it's air.
Yes, he claimed
and I was like, come on, that's my goal right now.
That's my
beautiful.
Goal, he couldn't get it in the end, but Cristiano Ronaldo knew that about his greatness. Like I said, I know he's not going to hang up his boot until he gets his name on that 1,000 and maybe increase that tally at the end of the day. So big ups to him. It's a great player and will continuously make names in the world of football.
All right, beautiful. We hope for the very best for Cristiano Ronaldo to break that record. Let's talk about basketball quickly. The Thompsons twins yesterday night were fantastic. Both forced the game to game 6. Both showcased their all-round games. You're talking about Amen with 15 points, 7 boards, 4 dimes, and 4 steals. Also, his brother Alsor, 15 boards, 6 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. Also, in the world of basketball, Jadam Smith Jr. and the Houston Rockets are stabbed off elimination from the NBA playoff, and they are forcing the game to game 6. Tyree Alston, 18 points. Amen Thompson, like I said, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. We're talking Aprin Sengun, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and Reed Shepard, 12 points, 6 assists in the second half of the Cleveland Cavaliers comeback as they go 3-2 in the round 1 of the NBA playoff. James Harden, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Donovan Mitchell had 19 points, and also Dennis Schroeder, 19 points and 11 in the fourth quarter. Wooten to both drop 45 points in the same game in NBA playoff presented right there as the Detroit Pistons keep their season alive. Tobias Harris had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and also Thompson 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. Amazing time in the world of basketball. And we are still going to game 6.
Yeah, still going to game 6.
Honestly, I was looking at this story. I was super excited that we're going to game 6.
Just 2 teams confirmed, and it's on the Western Conference.
Yeah.
They've confirmed their place in the next round. All other teams, they need to.
We'll talk it out to Friday. We'll talk it out to Saturday.
I like the way the games are.
I'm loving the energy.
Just 3 per night, so you can shift in between games and enjoy yourself. And it's just all fun right now. This is the business end of the season.
Beautiful.
We hope good luck to other teams that are. They've gone to game 6 now.
Yeah.
Get your spot in the next round. I want to see the fireworks lit
up. Before we move away from basketball, for you, what team do you see? If you can have the brackets, thank you so much, producer. We have the OKC already, just like you said, a secured qualification when it comes to the Western Conference. Also, we have the Houston, Victor Wembanyama's team also having qualification. But the rest of the teams are moving out of that box and also getting qualification.
That's a very tough one because it's basketball. Who you think might win today, they might have a downtown tomorrow. So I wait for them to complete this game 6. Let's see what happens. Are they going level, or is someone going to win at the end of the day? So if that happens, for me, OKC Thunder is still the team to beat right now. They qualified first. They blew out their opponents 4-0 in the series, and New York Knicks as well. Victor Wembanyama is turning up for his team. So those are the 2 teams I think like I said, they've guaranteed their space and they are resting and watching what others are doing at the moment. And let's see what happens on the Eastern Conference and see what happens.
All right, quickly, let me just give you the games in the early hours of this morning. Atlanta Hawks against the New York Knicks. Philadelphia 76ers are going to take on Boston Celtic, and also the Minnesota Timberwolves, Detroit Pistons, the Toronto Raptors are going to face the Cleveland Cavaliers, and also Houston Rockets are going to face the Los Angeles Lakers. Want to look forward to. We'll talk about tennis quickly, wrapping up the show. Fantastic for the Frenchman. Otto Fields become the first Frenchman to reach the Madrid semi-final since Gilles Simon right there in 2008.
Yes, last week he became the Frenchman with the highest Masters trophy, equaling Game Office's record of 2 Master titles. Now he's in the semi-finals of Madrid Open. Since it was moved from another surface to clay, since 2009. So this is the first Frenchman to do it. Big ups to him. But he has a big opponent in Yannick Sinner to face now. World #1, who's on a 21 match winning streak. That is on fire in the Masters, and he's looking to be the first player to complete all 5 Masters titles he competed in a year. So it's awesome right now. Yannick Sinner is in the form of his life. Looking into Monte Carlo, to the Rome Masters and the Roland Garros happening next month. Roland Garros is here, qualifiers are out, a lot of players are missing out already, and it's just sad not to see the defending champion back there, because I would like to see him defend his title, but he's going to blow out everybody that is in his way. Let's see what happens.
All right, and I promise you tomorrow, Sanuru will be giving us an update on Rafa Jordan, the 19-year-old. Let's just save it for tomorrow because we need to draw the curtain on today's show. Also to look forward to in the WTA, Baptiste against Andreeva, Kostyuk against Potapova. That's what to look forward to when it comes to the WTA Madrid semi-final.
It's very fun this time around. All the top seeds were knocked out. We could go for the weekend, and the last of the top seeds was Sabalenka. Lily Baptiste was the one that defeated her. Is she going to be the next Serena Williams, the Americans, to fly the American flag forward? That's a very big one, and they're in the semi-finals already. Looking forward to what happens between now and tomorrow, and we'll give you updates on that.
All right, beautiful. Tomorrow's going to be exciting. Remember, it's the Friday edition of the show right here, where you can join us to also talk sport, enjoy your moments, and be part of the show tomorrow. I want to say a big thank you to the producer, the crew, who has been able to make sure we remain global on the big stage when it comes to talking sports right here on the go. And also, we're going to see you again tomorrow, but please make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you drop your comment. I am